Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is Kyle, and welcome to my podcast, Superbia and Avarice. I'm alone today, and I will be discussing the Heroes versus the Heels Act. The Heroes Act was proposed back in May by the Democrats and passed the House, and it's currently unvoted for in the Senate. The Heels Act is the Republicans' version of the Corona relief they recently proposed Monday. There's a few similarities between the two, but the Democratic Heroes Bill is $3 trillion, and it focuses more on direct aid to people and some aid to small businesses. They have one thing they both have in common is they both want to give everyone who makes under $75,000 a year $1,200 a piece again, but the Democrats want to also offer extra money per child, and they both will offer about $500, but the Democrats also offer adult dependents another $500. That's one of the similarities. The difference is in unemployment insurance. The Heroes Act keeps the $600 in extra pay for the unemployed, but the Heels Act cuts it down to $200 because the Republicans feel like it causes a disincentive for people to work, but the whole point is to give people, so people have the opportunity to stay home if they don't feel safe going back to work yet, because the coronavirus, the pandemic's not even over, it's gotten worse. That's one of the main reasons. We can't have a bunch of people out there close together. Most people don't follow any rules. They won't wear masks. They don't do social distancing. So it's kind of stupid to we should never reopen yet until the virus is under control. But hey, that's a different point. We need to. And another difference is so the Heroes Act actually has money for food stamps and other social programs, while the Heroes Act has more. The Heroes Act has money for food stamps and social programs. The Heels Act doesn't. The Heels Act has several $1 billion for a new FBI headquarters and other defense spending that the White House demanded, which makes no sense. Why are you helping out the FBI and the Defense Department when people are literally dying right now? We shouldn't be giving more money to the Defense Department. We should be helping individual people. The Republicans only allow the extra $200 to go through September, and they would change the benefit and starting in October to 70% of their pre-existing wage. But that'd be really hard for the state local systems to determine, because they're currently underfunded and don't have the capacity for how many people are on unemployment right now. So there's that. Then the Democrats have $75 billion for coronavirus testing, contact tracing, vaccine development, while the Heels Act only has $16 billion for the testing and $26 billion for vaccine development, which you kind of need more money, but hey, Republicans like being thrifty and only spending money on the military instead of, social services. But hey, that's another story for another time. So, funding for schools. The Republicans are allocating $105 billion for schools and higher education, while the Democrats offer a $430 billion package providing for daycares, schools, and higher education, because schools probably aren't safe right now. Well, it was $100 billion in the Heroes Act, but the Senate Democrats boosted up to $430 billion. So the Republicans did have a little bit common ground on that point with the Democrats. But looking how things are right now in the current spike, I feel like the virus would spread even more if we have a bunch of kids all packed together in classrooms, because like public schools have like 30 plus kids together in one room with a teacher, and obviously they're gonna spread that thing like mad. Because I went to public school, there's always 30 something kids in like each class when I was growing up. But hey, since they believe kids don't get badly infected by the disease, or they like walk it off, I guess. But there's also long-term complications with the coronavirus that we aren't really sure of yet. But based on the current, like, people only having it like several months ago and the troubles they're having, like more likely to have strokes, heart attacks, and like lung damage, it doesn't just like go away and you're all hunky-dory. So yeah, and the fact so many people are dying. We have 140,000 cases, like deaths, and like I think a million something people are infected. But that is severe undercounting because we don't test everyone, and there's people dying probably before a lot of the testing went out. So there's more likely more deaths in cases we don't know about. But hey, it's still a lot of people. And there's like 300 million people in America. That's not even like 1% of the population yet, and it still spreads like crazy. And what's also pretty limiting is in the fact they only have until August 7th to approve something before the next recess. And Mitch McConnell even said the Republicans don't even have enough votes on their own half to pass it in the Senate. So they're going to have to give up in some Democratic demands, most likely. They'll probably increase the unemployment benefit, probably add more money for testing. And I think also the Democrats wanted to make it several payments over a couple months. I haven't read the HEROES bill. And last time I read up on it was a couple months ago when it first was released. I have to do some more work and checking on it. Sorry for that. And the HEROES bill, I think I need to go read all of it and make more of a chart in my head, at least in my head, to like compare and contrast the two. But yeah, the whole FBI getting money, the FBI, like a new FBI headquarters that the White House demanded, seems not right in my opinion. Like, we should be using that money to help kids. Oh yeah, the fact is the Republicans also don't have eviction protection in their current bill. So in about 3 days, we're gonna have a massive eviction crisis. There's like several states have more than like 50% of their renters who are about to get evicted because they can't afford the rent, because they only have one-time payment of $1,200. Rent's fucking expensive everywhere. Like, yeah. But they and a lot of states haven't even given people unemployment yet. There's also that problem that like they were overwhelmed. Oh yeah, the House also extends the $600 until January 2021. And then that's the CARES Act. The CARES Act, they also wanted to extend it. In addition, so basically, they could both be doing a lot more, but the Republicans are doing a lot less. And people will die, and people will be homeless, and people's lives will be ruined. First things first, there's going to be a whole bunch of people getting evicted and homeless, and like several million people will end up being homeless. Some states will be overwhelmed, and I'm sure there'll be riots. Like, yeah. It's the duty of the government to protect its citizens and society. It's the government's job to make sure people eat, to be honest. Like, people need the whole point of the government is to protect society and the citizens. And it's the duty of the citizens to help and protect each other. We are in a society. We need to do a lot more for each other, to be honest. And the government needs to do a lot more for others. It makes sense. Like, you don't really, some people, it's kind of obvious. You can't trust the government all the time. You can't trust anything all the time. But in this instance, people need help, and the government needs to do more to help them. And the Republicans are only, the HEALS Act also adds liability protection for businesses, so they can't get sued if they cause a mass outbreak of corona. Maybe they should be able to be sued because, they should have done more to protect people. But hey, businesses are more important than human lives. And like renewing that, making sure the economy goes back on point instead of, you know, making sure the virus is gone so people don't die. And then their whole disinformation campaign, making people not believe it's real and like downplaying it so people will go back to work and shop, is only going to harm and kill people. Because people believe a lot of stupid shit. And like, they really need to stop it. Like the whole fact that they were downplaying it is kind of horrific. And this looks bad on everyone. They should have been doing more from the beginning. They shouldn't have been opening up the states, to be honest. Like, and then people not wearing masks, people like not social distancing, all the parties and stuff. There's people dying, and no one really wants to do anything about it. Well, on the GOP side, they'd rather, like, you know, make sure businesses are okay, because businesses are really what matter. Even though if you just give people money, they'll buy stuff, and, you know, like, boost the economy and stuff, you know, because you kind of need people to have houses and like places to live, because our whole economy is based on consumerism and, you know, like capitalism. You know, people need, like, you know, food. I need to stop saying like, because yeah, they also tucked away $8 billion from military weapons in a virus bill. Like, what the fuck? You should probably just put that towards food stamps or something, or, you know, more COVID testing. The military currently does not need more weapons and armored vehicles. We spend more than Russia and China combined, like in government spending on the military, and it's literally just a waste of money if people are starving. You should be doing more to protect your current citizens at home than, you know, like feed them and stuff. Give them healthcare. Well, yeah, it'd also make more sense if we had universal healthcare so people could actually take care of themselves and not have to worry about losing their healthcare when they lose their job. So people also move to new jobs and, like, you know, have more freedom. Because universal healthcare gives people the freedom to actually quit a job and look for a new job and look for better paying jobs and not have to worry about health insurance. Or, you know, start a business. They could actually follow their dreams, you know, the American dream, and not be stuck at a dead-end job because they're afraid of losing their medication. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I have to say about this. I'm like a burning liberal. Let's face facts here. Both proposals, okay, the Democratic one's way better than the Republican one. The Republican are some shit. They really don't give a shit about human lives. Most of them are gonna vote for it either way. So literally, the Democrats have the ball in their court. They could literally basically get whatever they want out of them, because the Republicans are down in the polls. They look like monsters. As long as the Democrats don't fuck it up, they can get whatever they want out of this negotiation, because the Republicans, no matter what they can do, won't have enough votes alone to pass it in the Senate. They need Democratic votes. The Democrats are pretty unified. They have 47 votes. All they need is 13 Republicans, and they're good. So Schumer and Pelosi have the leverage. Trump's down like 10 points and losing literally every swing state, and he's like close to losing like even red states at the moment. Those, I doubt he's gonna lose some of them, like Texas. Like, Texas isn't going anywhere, but they do have a problem. They could start losing Senate seats based on how good the candidates are. And yeah, or, you know, the Democrats can fuck it up again like they did last time. But hey, I hope for a good future. And yeah, they literally can do whatever. The Republicans are gonna have to compromise, or they're gonna get fucked in November. And they should be doing more. They should have been doing more months ago. You don't just wait for a problem to see if it gets worse or not. You know it's going to get worse. They thought reopening would save the economy, but they completely forgot the virus still existed and people would get infected. Trump really only pivoted on coronavirus after the spikes were happening in red states. He did not give a shit when it was happening in California or the East Coast. He started giving a shit when it was happening in Arizona, Texas, and Florida, because he needs all three to win, and that is fucking stupid. he should have been doing shit about this in the beginning. And the Republicans should have been doing something about this in the beginning. We should have been doing more in the beginning. They could have done a lot more. Everyone could have done a lot more. No one took it seriously, and that's all our fault. People have died who shouldn't have had to die. People are like permanently damaged because of this, and none of this needed to happen. We could have done a lot more. And honestly, it's all of our faults. We were complacent, and we did nothing. And people are dead. And it's mostly the Republicans' fault and Trump's fault. But hey, I wasn't wearing a mask either in the beginning. Oh my god. I also wasn't going outside. We need to, like... There's nothing we can do. Well, there's a lot we can do. People need to organize a vote. And that's all I really have to say. It really is superbia and avarice, greed and pride that's doing America in. And yeah, this is shitty, I guess. I'm really sorry. But yeah, we need to like do more. Like everyone needs to do more. We may be capitalists, but you need socialism in a capitalist society. The market will not save people. The market does not give a shit about human lives. And that's obvious. So you need to give a shit about human lives. I'm out here. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.